Hi everyone, class 21 video here. We're going to talk a little bit about the Pythagorean theorem and when we're working with 45-degree triangles. So here we go. I'm sure most of you have worked with the Pythagorean theorem before. A squared plus b squared equals c squared, or we can work it out this way. C equals a squared plus b squared, and then we take the square root of that number. But there's a couple of things we got to remember when we're working with our triangles. A right angle triangle. This side here is always going to be the hypotenuse, and it will always be the longest side. Always, always, always. Typically, your triangle setup, this will be side A, this will be side B, and this will be side C right here. So, here's an example. If side A was 10 inches, and side B was 15 inches, and we were asked to solve for side C, here's what we would do. A squared plus b squared, and then we take the square root of it. So side A is 10, 10 squared, right? Remember, a number squared is times itself, not times 2. So 10 times 10 gives us this number right here. 15 times 15 gives us 225. We're going to add them together. We get 325. On your calculator, you'll hit the shift key, and then the square root sign, shift and square root, and we get a number 18.02 inches. We know how to get that decimal to a 16th of an inch. 0.02 times 16, and we get 0.32. So in this instance, this doesn't make a 16. So it would stay at 18 inches or 1 foot 6. Now remember your conversions. We've worked really hard with the feet, the inches, and the fraction. Make sure you read the question, because the question may ask you to answer it in feet and inches. Right? So don't answer it in inches. Read the question, answer it in the appropriate way. Now, sometimes when we're having fun with this, we'll be given side C. We'll be given the longest side. Okay? No problem. When we're given the longest side, we do c squared minus b squared, shift and square root. Okay? So we know side C here is 32. 32 squared, 32 times 32 is where this number comes from. Side B is 21. 21 times 21 is 441. We're going to subtract them. We get 583, shift and square root, 24.15 inches. So again, we know how to get this decimal to something that you can put on your tape measure, right? 0.15 times 16, 2.14, be 2/16. We're also smart enough now to know that we need to reduce this to 1/8. Final answer is 24 1/8 of an inch, or if you're asked to answer in feet, it would be 2 feet and 1/8 of an inch. So, wherever you go in the world, if you're given two sides of a right angle triangle, you can figure out the third side. What we're moving into here is very important for all tradespeople when you're working in 45-degree angles. Typically, when you plumb something or build something, you do want it to be straight. So a lot of the work that you do will be working with 45-degree angles. So what I mean here is, again, we have a right angle triangle, and if this angle here is 45, then this angle here has to be 45. Okay, because all three angles have to add up to 180. But when we have this going on, the measurement from here to here and the measurement from there to there has to be the same. So if it's 10 inches from here to here, it has to be 10 inches from here to here, okay? Now here's where it gets a little bit complicated. We have a few different names for the same thing. So when we're using our Pythagorean theorem, we always refer to this side as the hypotenuse. But as tradespeople, sometimes you'll see the word travel or diagonal. Take that back, not sometimes. For tradespeople, the terms you use are travel and diagonal, okay? This side here of the triangle is either called the run or the offset, and the rise or the offset is this other side. Right now, it doesn't really matter much what we call them. We just have to remember the measurement from here to here and the measurement from here to here have to be the same when we have our 45 degrees going on. Now, here it gets to the good part. For you tradespeople, there is a shortcut, and we can use the number 1.414. to figure out this side right here, okay? And we can only use that number when we have the 45-degree triangles. This 1.414 It's gonna be important for your whole apprenticeship. Starting next semester in January, you'll be using it in the shop, working with some piping diagrams, and we'll also be doing some piping diagrams in here. So, here's an example. Find the travel if the run is 31 9/16. So the run, this measurement from here to here, is 31 9/16, right? We're looking for the travel. So when we're looking for the travel, we're going this way, we multiply by 1.414. Okay, but we've got a few little bit of work to do before we can get there. So our number is 31 9/16. Step one, we got to get that fraction to a decimal. You know how to do it. 9 divided by 16.56. Our number here is 31.56. Now we're ready to times it by 1.414. And we get 44.63 inches. Again, you know what to do with this decimal. Times it by 16, we get 10/16. You even know how to reduce it, or you better, 5/8. Final answer, 44 5/8 of an inch, or 3 foot 8 5/8, right? Conversions, remember them. So, when we're given either one of these sides of the triangle and we're looking for the travel or the diagonal, we times by 1.414. Got one more and then I'm done. See, I didn't even break the board. So the next one here, calculate the rise if the travel measures 2 feet 3.5 inches. Now this time, we're given this side here, right? The travel, we're given the travel. So we're given the measurement from here to here is 2 foot 3.5, and we're looking for these two sides, which are the same. So when we're going the other way in this, we have to divide by 1.414. But again, there's a few steps before we need to get through before we can do that. First step, we gotta get this whole thing to inches. You know how to do it. 2 times 12 would be 24 inches, plus the other 3.5 inches. So 27.5 inches. Step 2, get your fraction to a decimal. You know how to do it. 1 divided by 2, 0.50. So our number is 27.50. Now this step here, we want to use the 1.414, but remember this time we're dividing because we were given the longest side. So 27.50 divided by 1.414, 19.45. Next step, your decimal to your fraction, right? You end up with 19 7/16, or 1 foot 7 7/16. Okay, so that 1.414 is very important. When you're given the longest side and you're looking for the other side, you divide. When you're looking for the longest side, you multiply. In the next class video, I'll have a few sample problems for you.